Alright, so we're gonna do some trailer light wiring and a brake controller. Probably just do some quick overviews of this. I'm trying to do it quick. And just a side note, um, bought this on eBay, $9.99 plus $3 shipping. Probably about 40 bucks in the store. And bought this on Craigslist for 20 bucks, $60 in the store. So saved quite a bit of money by shopping around. And this is just a standard 7-pin RV plug. And then picked up a 2-inch metal cutting hole saw. I have a wood one, but definitely wouldn't cut metal. But about the only place I have for my bumper, for my 7-pin plug, is if I drill a hole in the bumper. I wish I could put it right here where the dent is, but I think that's too far off centered, and when you turned left, I think it would pull the light out of the socket. So I'll probably put it right here, pretty much right in line outside of the hole right here, so probably the center right here. And probably once I drill a hole here, it'd be easy to make this area a little softer, and easy to pound that dent back out. But put a hole right here, 2-inch hole, and slip the plug right in there in the bumper. And because you can't, I don't want it hanging below, and you can't, you'd have to put it way over here if you wanted it on the bumper. So there's just not a place to mount it. So it's gonna have to go about right there. So for this trailer wiring kit, it's one of the plug-in simple ones. It's not quite that simple on here because you have to remove these rear quarter panels on both sides, and then take this piece off and run. There's this yellow and brown or something. Yeah, the yellow and brown one runs from one side to the other, and then the trailer plug itself drops out through a grommet under the body. So I will probably go ahead and just cut this, because you gotta cut a hole in the grommet to get the plug through. I'll probably just cut the plug off so I can do a small hole, since I'm not using that plug anyway, since it's going to be wired into here. So we'll do that. I'll just do some highlights, and hopefully we'll get it mounted pretty quick. For the brake controller, I got to run a wire through the frame using 12 gauge oil resistant, stranded, not solid. And I'll use my fish tape, which I think is in here. Use the fish tape and run it through the frame, then tie the wire onto it and pull the wire back through the frame. So that's just a quick overview, and then I'll do some highlights. Try to make this not too long of a video, but it'll probably be in a couple parts. Alright, so we're up under, and there's a hole right there in the frame. It's right up near the front. So we're going to put the fish tape in there and try to get it all the way through the frame to the back. If that doesn't work, then I run it on the outside of the frame. But I really want to just put that wire on the inside of the frame so it's protected. So we will see how that goes. Alright, so hopefully you can see that. And then that one hole, the first hole I picked out, had a block in the frame. I guess I really sectioned off part of the frame, so I had to pick a hole further back. But it got it all the way through the frame out to the end. So we will tie our wire onto here, and we'll pull this back through the frame, and that wire will be nice and hidden inside the frame rails. And where it comes out on each end, I'll get some of that covering plastic stuff and put around it. Well, hopefully you can see back there, I've got the wire tied on. And that's the hole I used. That was the one I tried to use, but about right here, there's a block in the frame, kind of like you can see one right there. I couldn't get the tape through there. So, all we gotta do now is just pull this back through. We have to twist it some, but just pull it back through and it'll pull the wire through. So the wire is through, and we'll pull some excess and just leave that right there for now. And we'll go ahead and wire the lights, and then I'll know how much I need on the other end, because I may not have time to hook up this end. I can always just coil it up and tape it up somewhere, tie wrap it. If I don't end up having enough time to route this one into the vehicle, because this one will end up going up under the dash to hook up to the brake controller. But I should have enough time to hook up that end, so I'll just pull all the excess out and tie it up here. So I'll get started on removing the quarter panels. Okay, I took those screws out and got dirt in here I'll have to clean out. And a little wet back here, so probably need to double check this seal and also check the seal on the lights, because it could be coming in through the lights. But I have to figure that out to make sure it doesn't rust out or anything. It's not too bad. I just pulled it. You know, once you get this screw out, you can just pull it and the little clips pop out. And I don't really want to undo all the other stuff, so I've pulled it out enough to be able to work in there. And all I got to do is just plug this in here and fish and feed that wire through that little grommet right there, and then tie wrap this thing here up behind here, or wedge it in there or something, so you don't really have to pull the panel completely off. And I've taken the screw off of this one to kind of show you. Just kind of put your fingers in there and pop it, and then get behind here and grab it. Get that other one to pop, and get the mat out of the way, and there I can get to that plug. So we'll get those unplugged and get the wires in there, and route the wire between through here. Okay, so originally this wire right over here had a plug, came in and plugged into here, and this is my trailer harness. The wire right here goes over, and I moved this wire back behind here just to get this plug out of the way. Plugs in, so it loops, it connects them back through, but ties in to this wire, which we will hide and run across here. And I think I'm going to wrap this thing in tape just to extra protect it, and it'll run over and plug in on that side. So I'm going to go ahead, we're done on this side. I can pop this panel back in. We're done there. I'm just going to put that back, and we'll wrap this wire and tuck it in here. Alright, so we fished it through that grommet, and there's a hole that we fished it through, and you can see it's hanging down now. That stuff in there is not wet. Either something at some point spilled back here, or it's they gooped on some kind of carpet cleaner or something, because it smells like, you know, like a carpet cleaner type smell, like a, I don't know, some kind of cleaner. So it may be that they just went crazy with whatever carpet cleaner junk they use. But I wiped some of it up, and I didn't really clean it off the grommets, but I cleaned it off the painted area, and then I taped down this wire just to keep it out of the way for when I put that other piece back. Of course, I wrapped it in tape, and I've got this all tie wrapped out of the way. Everything's hooked up, so we can push this piece back in place. And I think I'm going to need both hands to get this thing back in, but we'll push it back in place, and then we'll put this piece down here back, and we'll be done in here.